Alison has been published in a number of magazines, including South Bank Poetry, Rialto, Magma. It's Alison's third appearance at Dodo Modern Poets, and after this gig she can next be heard on the 8th of June at the Betsy Trotwood in Farringdon. But let's welcome Alison here now.
Hooray! Thank you. I've actually got quite a lot of alcohol in my poems and I was feeling a bit bad about it before. Trouble.
Someone coming out.
Trouble this flesh against the tobacco fruit of your lip, still sweet with the syrup blister of Yamasaki. Demand and relent the bed's length with the perseverance that steers us. The porcelain glaze of your eyes is wet with love as we square up to dark and win. At 8 we run at a clean city, rinsing itself in April. O Kingsland Road, O Both. A lot of the poems that I write about relationships and the poems in this first half are about the ambivalence of moving in together. This is called You Bake Bread in My Chest. We sit over pints of London pride, letting the yeast breathe, and then you knead my solar plexus with questions. You are baking bread in my chest, pounding away at my diaphragm with postcodes and monogamy. Then you butter the base of a long tin and shelve the dough between my ribs, so it rises above my liver and spleen. Dusted with flour it toasts a golden crust, a tender crumb. We break it in the street's brilliance. Pigeon, lilac, zebra crossing. Everything tears a piece of me. You are playing Lego in my brain, and the reds, yellows, blues are bright. It's fun, but the trees have edges, and I can't think round the beaming man who's building a home in my frontal lobe. This next poem is called Undone. All night we turn on a double mattress in another room, flesh clamping for heat and hope as the rent in the roof sieves the squall into buckets. The portable heater mimics the hum and grill of a toaster, but we're braced by the burgundy sheets as our home is undone by the storm. The lilies that scented our travels are flat as a moat prostrate to doomsday. I tune into your clatter of ladders and a kettle that fails to bluster the gale. Come back. Yet the ramshackle damp is meek on my arms. I submit to the terror of nesting. Fetish Club. He wears sackcloth trousers and a noose, rides the 29 to Camden to be gagged by the leather-gloved hands of a woman in spandex who teases trust from a stranger's surrender. This he reveals as we kiss on a bench, transfixed at the Thames. Crowds and alluvial smell, composing the dermis of our dating bubble. But I've only known him in suits, eyes racked with screens and cling-filmed panini. I could slacken the knots in his neck, put out his skin in a stroke. Eastbourne. We're the youngest guests at the Queen's Hotel, and you're 42. It's the summer solstice and we're breaking up, except we're making love on the 5th floor in an evening light as yoky as an afternoon. The sexy doom of the split is like falling in love and a stay of execution. Everything's alive, whelks, donuts, the soupy fumblings of the sea. Just a day trip to Seven Sisters, you said, without the bookies. We clock with nostalgia for our first months shabbing in Tottenham, Ladbrokes, William Hill, Paddy Power. The wind touches us up as we tussle in the purple gorse, the beam of the Newgard Bitten Cliffs and Eastbourne. Ballroom dancing, plastic bed sheets, eggnog, women whose hearts are clamped on their faces, hard as wedding bands. Driving home that's no longer ours, we stop at Pease Pottage Services. A piece of the universe that love forgot, you despair. I hug my knees by the window at 3 a.m. Remember the sea heaving the pier's stilted limb. And I've got 2 more poems to read, and staying with the gambling theme, which was part of a relationship that I was in. This is called Flutter, and the epigraphs from Rumi: gamble everything for love if you're a true human being. July. The gambler and her beau talk betting shop arbitrage at a formica table at Green Lanes. Over spinach pea-day and Turkish delights, she reads his coffee grounds. A mug punter who likes a flurry. A man who will fit her statistical mind. August. She marvels as he crosses midweek coupons and weekend quick slips, but he's overexposed without stop loss as she courts them in Carver and Beck's. Outside, watermelons bear back pips on furious moons. September. She's holding back a calculating heart and hedging their date with exes. October. He's well odds on she's shagging someone else, but if he priced up the staying together market, he'd go 4 to 6, even though they haven't met for 2 weeks. He stays at home, plays online blackjack, eats all-day toast. Nights hunch over days and draw up their hoodies. December. They meet for the last time on Waterloo Bridge. She brings persimmons bursting their skins, and they suck them as the sky fires St. Paul's. His eyelashes flutter with cold. And this is my last one, and it's after a short story by Charles Baudelaire, and it's called My Generous Host. He bids me follow him into a subterranean dwelling of astonishing luxury, Ladbrokes. I smell of climbs, my eyes of sunset and aurora. We spend an eternal afternoon as if on an island of melodious cascades. If I had a spouse and household, I would forget them. We perch on stools as lovers, copious libations cut through with roll-ups from Green Lanes. I gain and waste my soul with heroic carelessness. Dogs, horses, European tournaments. An invisible thing, the soul, troublesome. It's like losing someone else's worry. Thank you.
More applause, please, for the excellent Alison Lynch. A radio upstairs.
Quiet for once.
Or somebody's listening to the racing or something like that. Anyway, now our next performers tonight are Keith and Suzanne Drake, and they have a long, they've got a lot of form actually. They've been members of Merton Poets for something like 15 years, and they performed all over the London area and also in Yorkshire.